Hi everyone, thanks for joining my weekly Facebook Live series. Today I want to talk to you about 5 signs it's time for you to be your own boss. And if you don't know me, I'm Caroline Castrillon, the founder of Corporate Escape Artist. I'm a business and life coach that helps people escape their 9-to-5 jobs so they can find fulfillment working for themselves. So 5 signs it's time for you to be your own boss. If you've been sitting in your office thinking, I would love to be my own boss, you're definitely not alone. A FreshBooks study recently showed that 27 million Americans are expected to leave their corporate jobs in favor of self-employment by the year 2020. And in a separate study, 3 out of 5 Americans, or around 62%, want to own their own business. So while being your own boss sounds really exciting, it can also be very scary to think about jumping from a steady paycheck into the unknown. So if you're feeling some fear or anxiety, I want you to know that that's normal, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not meant to be your own boss. In fact, feeling fear is a good thing because it means that you're ambitious and dreaming big. The key to deciding whether it's time for you to be your own boss is to really take a step back and think about why you want to take that leap. So here are the 5 signs it's time for you to be your own boss. The first one is the dream just doesn't go away. You've mentioned it to friends and family, you've dreamt about it, you've thought of different business ideas. It's not a fleeting thought, but one that continues year after year after year. You keep telling yourself that you want to be your own boss, you want to start your own business. If you've been thinking about being your own boss for years, it may be time for you to consider taking that leap. The second sign it's time for you to be your own boss is that climbing the corporate ladder just isn't satisfying anymore, if it ever was. Chances are if you've been working for someone else for a while, you've been climbing the corporate ladder, and that's just not a dream most Americans have these days. In a study by the Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2018, employees 25 or older only spend an average tenure of about 5 years with their current employer. And the gig economy is making it even easier for people to leave those traditional 9-to-5 jobs. In 2016, about 34% of the workforce were freelancers, and that number is expected to increase to 43% by the year 2020. So maybe you have that amazing job with status and a great title and wonderful income, but yet it's hard for you to get up to go to work every day. You live for vacations and weekends, and you spend the weekends recovering from the work week. You sit in your office thinking, is this all there is? There must be more. And you finally decided that your values just aren't reflected in your job, and you want your values and your career to be aligned. Now, the third sign that it's time for you to be your own boss is that you're tired of your work persona. Mike Robbins, in his book, Bring Your Whole Self to Work, says that we work better and feel more fulfilled when we show up fully and authentically at work. So maybe you feel like you're that square peg trying to shove yourself into a round hole. And using that analogy, if you do that long enough, the square peg becomes distorted. So maybe you don't recognize yourself anymore because you've gotten further and further away from the things that really bring you true joy and meaning. You feel like you have to be a different person at work to be successful, when what you really want is to be the real you 100% of the time. And maybe your friends and family are noticing the toll that this is taking on you and that it's affecting your personal relationships. Now, the fourth sign you're ready to be your own boss is that you feel suffocated. Living another day like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day is just not an option. You are a creative person at heart, and you want your job to energize and inspire you, but instead it's just sucking the life out of you. You want to be the one to decide when you go on vacation, what hours you work, and who you work with. You're tired of all of the reorgs and restructurings and downsizings, and you just want to take control over your career. The thought of attending another useless conference call or meeting, saying another acronym, or repeating phrases like low-hanging fruit or thinking out of the box just makes you want to jump out of your skin. And then finally, the last sign it's time for you to be your own boss, but the most important one is that the thought of the status quo is worse than the thought of change. The thought of going down your current path is just not an option anymore. You've decided that your job just isn't challenging anymore and that you're just meant for something greater. Maybe your health is being affected, or you've thought of quitting multiple times. Maybe you know that you need to go down a new path even though you don't know what that path is yet, or perhaps you have a destination and you just need to develop a roadmap to get there. Either way, continuing down your current road is just not an option anymore. So if this sounds like you, congratulations, it's time for you to be your own boss. And if you have been dreaming of starting your own business, don't let that dream go, because if you don't have big goals and dreams, probably you'll end up working for someone who does. So I hope you enjoyed this topic. If you'd like more information on this and many other topics, you can check out my website at corporateescapeartist.com. I'm also on Facebook Live every Wednesday at 12 o'clock Central. And you can email me at caroline@corporateescapeartist.com if you or someone you know is looking to escape that 9-to-5 job so you can find fulfillment working for yourself. Please reach out to me. I would love to hear your story and help you on that journey. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.